just about ready to hit the trail again, and at the Connecticut-Massachusetts line, right around mile mark 1500, I believe. So I have about 700 more miles to go to Katahdin. This next section in New England, which I hike a lot, I'm from New England, very challenging, very physical, much more than the rest of it south of here. I'm going to put in a lot of shorter miles. I'll be lucky if I can get 10 miles. I'll try to do average 10, 12 a day, but that's some areas that's going to be tough. My other pack came in, the Hyperlite, and I loaded it up. Love that pack, man. I wish it would have worked. Just really, really like that pack, everything about it. I loaded it up. I got my base weight down to 19. That's what I was looking for. And then I loaded it up with food and the rest of my gear. And I walked around a couple of hours here, up and down the stairs, walked around the house, and I could feel my back blade muscle there, the muscle underneath my back blade, that started to aggravate me, and that's the issue that kept me off the trail for quite a while last year. I was in serious pain, shoulder pain. So I had to send that pack back. It just was not going to work for me. The pack, it's a beautiful pack, and I would highly recommend, if you're looking for an ultralight pack, at least look at that pack. It just didn't work for me because of my framework. It just didn't work. And that's typical with shoes, shirts, anything you buy. Sometimes it just doesn't fit your particular need, but yet your neighbor, your friend, your brother, sister, it works fine for them. So I sent it back. Those people were great. You know, they were only concerned that I didn't use it, which I didn't. And I sent it back the same day that I received it. It was just like maybe 4 hours difference. It gave me enough time to work with it and figure out if I could feel something now, what's it going to be like after a 10-hour, 8 or 10-hour hike, you know, 7 days a week. So, so they were good. You know, I should be getting a credit here very shortly on it. So I'm back with the ULA, which is nothing wrong with the ULA. It's just a little bit heavy. So my base weight now is at 21 and a half. You know, so I'm a couple of pounds heavier than with the other pack. But this pack I know works. I've got 1,000 miles on this pack. I've had no back pain, no issues other than just the weight. It's just a little bit heavy. So it's all packed up. I have 5 days of food here. I'm going to be able to get from the Mass border right up to Lee, Mass, which is going to be about 55 or 60 miles. And then my wife is going to come out on 4th of July, and we're going to do a day hike to a shelter, and then we'll just hike back to her car, and she's going to bring me another week's worth of food when she comes up over the 4th of July weekend, so I'll get a resupply there. That should get me to like Dalton, maybe Mount Greylock. I don't know, that's a little further up. We'll see what the mileage is. Massachusetts isn't too bad. And then I'll just, you know, I'll just shop like I've been doing down south whenever I get to go through a resupply town. The thing about New England, though, especially through Massachusetts, there'll be a place to resupply every 3 days. So it won't be too bad. I just don't like having to go into town too often. I just end up getting sucked in. I can't get out. All right, what I'm going to do, though, is these are the shoes that I started off with. The Hoka's AT5s. I got 1,000 miles on here. I showed you the tread the other day. I'll show you the tread again. The tread looks really, really good. I could get another 400 or 500 miles out of these, maybe a little bit more. But because I'm entering northern New England, or the New England itself, once I get out of Massachusetts, I'm going to be on a lot of granite. It's going to be bordering mountaineering. And I want to make sure, and this granite, if it's damp, it is slick. A lot of people get hurt up here in New England because they just don't have good footing. So I opted, these are my replacement that I already had in one of my resupply boxes, thinking I was only, like everybody else, they only get 400 or 500 miles out of their shoes. Not knowing you can get well over 1,000 out of these things. So I went into my resupply box and I took out my brand new pair of replacement Hokers. Now these are the AT4s. This is no, I can't see the difference. The manufacturer said they beefed up the insole a little bit, but I can't tell. Around the house here, my other pair that I started off with out west last year, I have 400 miles on those. Those are the AT4s, similar to these. I could not tell the difference when I put on the AT5s, which was this year's model. They just came out with the 5s this year. So I'm gonna hit the trail again in Massachusetts with a brand new pair. Let me show you the tread on these. Same pattern, but you know, it's a brand new tread. Look at how I'm gonna feel better walking on the granite with a brand new pair that will grip. I just don't feel like, you know, getting into Vermont or New Hampshire and then slipping on granite and then taking me off the trail for good. Especially when I have a pair already here and they're designated to be my replacement. Even though I don't need to replace those, I'm going to do it on the side of caution and safety. So these are going to be neon green. They're going to see me coming, boy. Actually, it'll probably match my hiker shirt that's green. So let me see, what else did I do? I swapped out on my hammock setup. I'm staying with the hammock. Even though I could save £1.5 pounds by going with the tent, I'm not going to go with the tent. We're going to go with the hammock, just because, again, I hike New England and the hammock is the way to go, believe me. But what I did is I took out my air mattress and I swapped for insulation in the hammock, and I swapped it out for my 20-degree underquilt. So we're now going to be going with an underquilt with no air mattress, and the weight difference was equal. If I have to go into a shelter, I have a small pad that I can put at least on my hips. And I'll put the sleeping bags, I'll empty my pack and I'll lay on my pack. For one night, I'll be able to get away with it, especially if there's going to be a major storm and there's lightning and trees are coming down. I'll put up with a little bit of discomfort for one night for my safety. I did that because the whites will be cooler, especially when we get way up. We're going, you know, 4,000 on the 4,000 footers and that. I just want to make sure that I stay warm. And the other thing is, because I don't have long pants and I really don't have a warm long sleeve shirt, I'm taking my summer thermals with me. So I added my summer thermals, which is about 8 ounces. So I added 8 ounces to my pack. That's about it. I'm still going stoveless. I decided not to go with the stove. It just wasn't worth carrying the weight to boil 1 cup of water. Everything I want to do, I can do it with cold water. It just takes 2 to 3 times longer to rehydrate. I like my iced coffee in the morning anyway, so that's not going to be an issue. I do not need hot coffee, especially this time of year. So the stove is staying behind. I had no issue the last week or so, week and a half, when I was down south without a stove. So we're going to continue that trend up here. What else did I do differently? Water should be plentiful here. So I'm just going to carry water on my trekking poles, and I'll have a liter full on my front chest, and I'm going to have a liter in this side pocket here, which will probably be empty, except when I get up above tree line. I may fill that one just for that particular day. And late in the afternoon, if it looks like I'm going to be stout camping, I will fill this 4th liter so that I have plenty of water in wherever I end up off the trail in a remote stout area. Probably will not be near water because of the bugs and the mosquitoes. I'm going to stay away from the water. I'll find a secluded area further in the woods somewhere. So so that will be my my extra capacity container. Will be another container on here. I think that's about it. So we're hitting the trail tomorrow. We have thunderstorms, possibly severe with hail, so I may put it back one more day. I'm not sure. We'll check the weather in the morning, but definitely this weekend I'm hitting the trail again. I got my ride all set up. I'm excited to get back on the trail. I'm excited to hike in my backyard. I know a lot of. I shouldn't have any issues in the Whites. I know quite a few stealth spots where I can get off the trail if need be, and everything isn't that far. I have not done the Wildcats yet, so I haven't been over in that area. Great Gulf Wilderness area, which is on the backside of Mount Washington. I've done a lot of that. Franconia Notch, Garfield, that whole area, I've done a lot of that. Zealand Pond area, I've done a lot of that. So it's going to be interesting. Half of it I haven't hit, half of it I've hit extensively. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to change up my video in a little bit. I'm bringing another little tripod. Hopefully I can get some better shots of me traversing some of these technical areas. The trails in New England, again, if you're from down south and you're looking to come up here, the trails down south, you cannot compare those to what you're going to find up here in New England. It's very, very challenging. So hopefully I can bring that to you, and I can bring it to you in a way that others have not. I can maybe explain a little bit more why I'm going to take a Blue Blaze versus taking the traditional, or especially in Vermont, I've done that so many times. I've been to trail maintenance up there in a section of that area. But I know some beautiful Blue Blaze trails that will take you off and on the AT that I think I'm going to take you around. I'm going to take you along just to show you other possibilities. As you know, I like taking Blue Blazes. It's not cheating. I'm still walking. It's not like I'm riding. So I have a couple of side trips already planned that I'm going to take, and I'll take you along. And if you're from New England, you might learn a new area to hike and a new trail to take. So that's it. Just a quick update, let you know what's going on, and we'll see you guys. I don't know if I have 4K up there. I will download, in the evenings. If not, you'll have to wait until I get to a hostel or I go through a town where there's good Wi-Fi and I can get power. I'm still only going to take my 2 charge cells. I'm not going to take any more. But to conserve power, it takes a lot of power to upload. So if it looks like I have quite a few days ahead of me, I may hold off on uploading. I can edit, I can get everything ready on my phone, and then once I get into town, I just hit the button send and it will go. But again, it takes a lot of power to do that. So I don't want to be stranded on the trail and not be able to video it. That'd be kind of depressing, because I want to keep a log. I want to video this trip. So Okay, can't think of anything else. Everything's the same. I'm taking the poncho. I'm taking my rain jacket, the North Face. I did add bug spray. Yeah, we're going to need bug spray. I know, this is a 4 ounces, but this is a tick, flea, and mosquito repellent. They make it right here in New Hampshire. Everybody that has used this is pricey. And you can get this when you come up to New Hampshire. The only place I know you can get this is at in Hooksett, New Hampshire, at the toll booth. They have the service area. You can get it in the convenience store there. They sell this here brand there. Maybe you could probably get it in other places in New Hampshire, but I'm not aware where you can do it. But everybody that's used this that I've talked to, they swear by it. They go, it really works, and it's all natural, no DEET. So I got a bottle, and this should last me the whole trip. It's 4 ounces. It's a pump bottle. You just spray it on, then you wipe it on with your arm, or hand rather. I did get one that has a spray, but half of it's all compressed air or gas, and then you only get, 1 or 2 ounces of the actual liquid in the can. I figured that wasn't going to work, and I'd probably run out when I need it. So I grabbed this stuff right here. You can look it up online if you want. It's called Yaya Tick Ban. So you guys can look it up if you want. You can probably order it online. But again, the reviews from people who actually have used it really like it up north. So I brought this along because I know I'm going to need it. And that's it. That's it. Basically, everything else is the same. I just added the thermal wear. I swapped out my synthetic, Arc'teryx synthetic hoodie. That weighed 1 pound and 2 ounces, or 1 pound. I swapped that out for my Arc'teryx 900 Goose Down hoodie for 2 reasons. One, mainly it was lighter, so I saved a little bit of weight. And the other is I believe it's going to be warmer. And then if it's drizzling or something and it's cool, I can wear my rain jacket over that, which will give me my water protection for my down jacket. But the down, you can't beat the down. I know the synthetic, it's worked good for me down south, but again, in New England, you gotta kind of be prepared for a couple of cool spells, even a cold spell here and there. So you gotta really think about your layering. I had one night of shivering down south, and I just don't want to do it up here. So I changed that out for my Goose Down puffy instead of the synthetic. So I saved weight, and I saved a little room too, because that packed down really nice. And I went with my woolen. I have a fleece beanie for at night, and in the morning when it's cool, I'll have a beanie instead of wearing my buff over my head, which it worked down south, but up here it's going to be probably a little bit cooler. So I did that, and I brought some light gloves with me too. Like the kind of little heavier than liner gloves, but enough that will take the bite off my hands when I'm above tree line. If it's really cold, I wanted something. And then if I do need extra insulation, I can wear I have spare socks. I can wear some socks over it, and then I have my water shells that I can put over that too to block the wind. So I'll be fine there. I mean, we're not talking winter conditions here, but just conditions that could make things a little uncomfortable, I guess. So I'm just preparing because, like I said, weather changes in a heartbeat up here, especially when you get up above tree line. 2 weeks ago, 3 people passed away up here. My wind chill factors, not temperature, but wind chill factors. One lady died -20, another guy died at -10, and another guy he was passed out but alive. They found him on the trail, and that was only 2 weeks ago. So I'm preparing. You know, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, let me sign off. I'm going to put this right out there, and we'll see you in a few days on the trail. All right, bye.